We have a very special guest with us in the studio today, Lieutenant Richard Kamen. He's a 1983 graduate of Salesianum, the son of Mrs. Gleason, and the brother of David Kamen. He was a fighter pilot in the Persian Gulf during the war. I'd like to welcome him to the show today.
Thank you.
To get started, what kind of plane did you fly and what ship were you?
It's an F-14 Tomcat, and we were on the USS America.
All right. When were you sent over?
We went over very end of December. They gave us Christmas, and we went over just after that.
When you got there, what was it like when you first got there? I mean, were you nervous? Or?
Everyone was, I wouldn't say nervous, but really anxious and wondering what was going to exactly go on and when it was going to exactly start. So we were just kind of waiting for the word go, and then when that happened, everything just happened like you guys saw on TV, I guess.
When you were called for your first mission, what went through your mind? I mean, getting ready to go up and...
like I said, there was some nervousness, but it was mostly excitement and curiosity. You know, we heard stories from a couple guys that went over just before I did, and telling about the AAA and how it looked at night and all that kind of stuff. And you know, that's stuff that we've never seen before. So it was
really exciting then.
A lot of excitement.
What do you think was your best experience over there? I mean, what did you get the most enjoyment out of?
Honestly, and I know that people probably think we say this just to sound good, but really I think it was all the support I got. I never gotten so much mail in my life as I did while I was over there. Yeah. And that was really good, especially from getting it from here at Sally's.
They kind of keep the spirits up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
When you were over there, what was the worst thing about being over there? I mean, were the conditions or the worst mission you had or bad experiences?
I don't think the missions were the worst thing. In fact, that was the best thing. It kept us busy and it was a good experience for us. But the worst thing was probably just the normal, the way we feel normally when we're separated from our families and stuff like that.
So you kind of get used to it when you're over there? I mean, do you get used to it?
Yeah, you do get used to it.
Yeah. All right, we have some tape of you flying it. We're going to show the tape now, and if you can explain a little bit about that as we're watching it. Okay, is all this footage coming off of the America, your ship?
Yes, that's just a daytime catapult shot. And this is one typical night shot. Can't see anything until the afterburners come on in the Tomcat, and they'll shoot them off of there.
When you were on the ship, were they going all day and all night?
Yeah, we go in cycles, and the cycles usually run, like you say, all day and all night. And then after a line period, they call it, we'll take a day or two off and just fix things that are broken and let the crews rest. We did a lot of tanking during the war. A lot of our missions were 5 or 6 hours long, so we had to use the Air Force tanking assets, and we get all our gas airborne, of course. There aren't any gas stations for us to land in or anything. So that's just that's a view from inside the cockpit.
I guess that's just the gas line coming down. They hook in the air, actually.
Yep, just stick it in there, and then the gas starts flowing out.
All right, what about this? Are these your controls that you had, or is this the pilot's? Or?
Yeah, this looks like a tour of I call it my office, my cockpit, or just part of it. Yeah, it looks like that's armament control panel, and that's where we shoot the missiles off. And that's my TV screen, one of them. There are about 3 of them back there. That one's good for watching basketball games, playing Nintendo. That's a nice shot of some of the weapons, the Sidewinder, a Sparrow, and a big Phoenix hanging on the belly station. Call it a Buffalo. It's a real big missile, a real good one though. When we come home to the ship, the 2 planes, or 3 or 4, however many, fly over, and then they break away one at a time. And then come around, circle around the pattern, and land one after the other.
And when they land, they catch on a wire? Or?
Yeah, there are 4 wires, and they usually target the 3-wire, number 3 wire. and each landing is graded by a group of LSOs, they're called, and it's a real competitive thing for the pilots. And we did a little air show on the way back after the war, just showing some of the maneuvers that the Tomcat uses or can do. And one of the really neat ones I thought was the supersonic pass. You can see the shock wave as he goes into the vertical, and then he dumps out all his flares just kind of for show. But it was a nice show.
It's amazing. The shockwave, where do you get that visual from? I mean, why are you able to see that?
Because he's going supersonic, the shockwave develops. Actually, there are two of them, and the air just vaporizes when it hits the wave because of the pressure.
That's amazing footage. I don't know how you can get
Where'd
that.
you guys get that stuff?
I wish I knew. We also have a picture here of you taking off of the aircraft carrier. You want to?
Yeah, that's
Well,
well, that's my gift to Salesianum, and thanks for all the letters I got. And what that is, there's a picture out the back of a C-130. It's got a big cargo door that swings down, and the guy was sitting there.
See, there's a lot of signatures on there. Is that from your?
Yep, those are all the guys in my squadron. We signed it while we were over there in Desert Storm.
They have all their the nicknames that
And
they
all,
have up
yep,
there.
all their call signs on there.
All right. So when did you get back from?
We got back 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was the 17th of April.
How did it feel coming home?
Real good. It was really nice. They had a real nice reception for us and everything.
When you come back, did you get to see a lot of what the media was saying about the war? I mean, did you feel that they represented it correctly, or?
Yes, I think they did. I got some news while I was out on the ship. They'd send tapes out, but everything was old news. But it did present a better big picture than I had if I hadn't seen the news, because we were just kind of isolated and doing our own thing. So they did represent it well, I thought.
You learned a lot from seeing it.
Yeah, they gave us a big picture, like I said.
When you look back now on the whole thing, I mean, how does it feel? What do you think about the experience? Is it?
Well, combat experience for an aviator or any soldier is not something that comes around very often. So actually, I'm very thankful that I have it, and I think it's going to help my career that much.
And so now that it's just over and you're back, I mean, what do you do now? Are you still training? And
well, yeah, we're getting ready for our next deployment, and we're back in the normal workups, we call it. We're operating off of the shore at our base in Oceana, Virginia, just doing a normal workup. So we'll be going to Fallon, Nevada for a couple of weeks, going out on the ship for a couple of weeks here and there, and then we'll deploy again in December for a 6-monther.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, and thanks for having the time to come in and talk to us. That's
My pleasure.
Lieutenant Kamen. Thanks a lot.